I cannot even deal with this country right now. What kind of country or leaders do not care about their citizens? Like, I cannot even walk down my street and thinking I'm safe. Even to travel is headache, scary. You cannot go on the trains, you cannot travel by car. Oh, everything is like expensive and everything is blowing out of proportion. And I'm thinking, is this what my kids are going to have to deal with? Also, nah, I need to be out of this country straight away. Yes, those were my exact thoughts, and I think it's the same thoughts that you are also having at the moment. But before you pack that load, before you start to make that plans, you want to watch this video. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, Grow with Jide. If you are new here, I'm Temi and I run this channel with my children. But obviously for the sake of today's video, you get to see my face only. And please, if you've not subscribed, please do that now. If you've not liked, please do that right now as well. Today's video is something that is quite really dear to my heart because, you know, everybody's trying to leave the country, especially my home country. But this video can apply to either country, whether you are moving from the US to the UK, from Nigeria to Australia, or to the US or to the UK. It applies to everybody, right? Before you leave your home country, you want to plan ahead. And I'll be sharing 5 things that you need to plan for before you leave your home country, or basically before you move abroad. But one thing you need to plan for basically is have a strategy. Like, have a plan. Why are you moving? Are you moving because everybody is moving? Yes, my friend has gone today. Another one has gone. My cousin has left. I just heard that this so person has relocated. Please do have a plan. Because if you do not have a plan, by the time you get to your final destination, you'll be frustrated. I see a lot of people say, oh, what kind of thing is this one? I'm miserable. You know, depression is getting here, you know, left, right, and center. People are not happy about their decision. The thing is that if you have a plan, you work with your plan. You are not following the bandwagon, really. So do have a plan. So let me give you, you know, how do you make, you know, how do you strategize? How do you set your plan in place? So your plan, my plan might be, oh, I just want to leave this country. To be honest, I'm done. I'm tired. So your aim would be different from the fact that, oh, yes, I know things are, you know, terrible, but for me, it's security, health, and most especially my career. I also want to build my career where I'm going. So my strategy will be different from the person that is just saying, I need to get out of this country. And have in mind that everybody's, our foundations are different. Wherever we're coming from, some of us, we've worked like years, you know, in our country, and you're thinking about it. Okay, am I going to start all over again? It's totally different from someone that has not even built a career, like say in the last 10, 5, 20 years, and just probably, you know, doing their own thing, or, you know, they maybe stay at home mom and all that. Your strategy is totally going to be different from the person that is thinking of his or her career, especially in the context, obviously, let's say women, because when we're putting children in the picture, anyway, women are more like, oh my God, my children, and how do I cope? How do I do this in a new environment and in a new country? So have a plan. So when you have a plan, you walk backwards from your plan and say, okay, this is my aim for traveling. This is my aim for Jackpot. This is my aim for Jackpot. So for my own aim, obviously, when I was Jackpot, is that first, health, security, because I like to take walks, but I was just thinking I cannot even walk again in the on the streets of this place. So my thing is that no, I don't think, you know, life should continue that way. And you know, that was my own plan. And I was thinking, okay, if I need to move somewhere else, I need to think of a place that is a bit safer, really, because we know what is happening around the world anyway. So that also informed my decision as to, you know, coming to the UK, for example. And I was thinking, okay, my health, you know, health system, the health system in the UK is also very, very good. It's also very good. So I put that into consideration as well. And when you think of children, because yes, my children were also a very key factor in my plans, that okay, if I'm actually relocating, what type of life do I want for my children? So as I was saying, my children were also a very key, you know, key part, they played a very key part in the decision making as well. That wherever I'm going to want to relocate to, I want to ensure that first, my children are going to get very good education. First, my children are good. Secondly, secondly, my children are going to be, safe as well. And, having to think of, the family values and everything was also, played a major role in my decision as well. So when you are now making that plan, you're now thinking, okay, right? Which leads me to, my second point. My second point is choosing your location, right? So I see many people, they'll be like, especially those people that are relocating because of, on the basis of, school, going through the school routes, for example, which I did also. So having to think about that as well. You also want to think it's not because, let's say, a school is cheap or, people would say London is expensive, which to be honest is true, right? But you also want to think about it. If I'm trying to move to a new place, have you even researched the place? Many of us just jump. They just my friend is in Manchester. Oh, maybe me, so I should go to Manchester. Have you researched it? Have you researched the educational system, thinking of your children as well? Because trust me, many of us are not thinking of our children. Yes, we are thinking of our children in the sense that, oh, we want a better life for our children. Yes, you now relocate. There's a better life for your children. But now, what becomes of your children? Have you thought about that? There's so many social, economic issues here as well, which you want to, and it's not only in the UK, abroad, US, Canada, Australia, the society, environment, everything is different. So don't think like the way you were doing things back in your own country, that is the same way you're going to do it where you are moving to. Every country with its own rules, with its own way of life, right? And your children are going to see that as well. And they're going to know that, okay, things are run differently here. So if you're thinking of relocating, yeah, think of your, your final destination. What is your, like your home, where you're going to settle finally, and research the schools there. Research. So before you even think of choosing your schools as well and jumping on the fact that, oh, I want to get a cheap school or because my friend is here, research it, right? Research that place. Look at it. Is it a place that is good for children? Is it predominantly, let's say, white or predominantly black? There must be a balance. You don't want to go to a place that your children are, there's no identity really. And what you start to struggle with is now totally even different from where you're coming from. And you're thinking, oh my God, let's say 5-10 years down the line, have I actually made the right decision? So ensure that when you are making decisions based on where you're going to settle in, you're also thinking, you have your children in mind. Like, are my children going to fit in this place? Are my children going to enjoy this place? Is this place good for children? For example, let's say for like London, everybody you all run away from London, say it is expensive. I'm not saying it's not expensive, right? But like, education is practically education is free for everybody. I wanted to say transportation is practically free for children, practically. At least I know that, at least till like till they get into like secondary schools, is free. When they get into secondary school, all you need to get is like a card where you pay maybe just £15 for like 5 years, except they get it missing anyway, which is a story for another day. But in London, transport is practically free for children, except maybe if they want to go on like trains and all that, which is very, they also give like massive discounts for children. But if you are moving outside London, you are going to pay heavily for transport, so to say, except you learn how to drive. And in a new place, it's not easy like that as well. So you have to think about all these things in your decision, that, okay, if I'm moving to this place, Google, research their transport system as well, so that you are not overstressed. So because people get to their final destination and you're just stressed for nothing's sake at the end of the day, and you're feeling, oh my God, have I made the decision? So please research your final destination and know why. So if you're choosing your school for whatever reason you are choosing your school for, which I would also, plan to share a video on, having to choose, I do not want to say the right school. Why are you choosing that school? So know why you are choosing that school and ensure that you have put some certain things in place before you choose that school. Anyway, if you are interested in that video, please drop drop a comment in the comment section to say, oh, I'm interested in this, in this video, to know why, what I need to do, what I need to put in place before I choose, my schools, especially when you are coming through the education route as well. So anyway, as I was saying, so ensure that you have researched that area before you start to plan your relocation, so that you will not be frustrated where you are and you are now thinking you are alone. Trust me, you don't have to be alone. The third point is save money, right? I know that, some people would borrow money, you loan money at the end of the day, but please try as much as possible to save. This place is not easy. The hustle is different. You work for every penny. I'm sure they would have told you, yes, you'll get work, but you work for every penny. Not back in our own country that, people can just dash you money anyhow. Oh, uncle, auntie, all this one, daddy, mommy, or friends. It's not like that here. You work hard for your money. So please ensure you save, especially for some of us that are coming through the education route. Please save so that you are not under pressure. And when, at times when you are under pressure, you make rash like decisions, and you basically miss road. So what your plan is, you now miss the road from your plan at the end of the day. So please try as much as possible to save. Don't just think, oh, there's job waiting for you. It is not simple like that. Job does not come for you. You are going to apply for that job, and it's just not apply for that job. Are you even qualified? Do you have experience? If you don't have experience, do you have skills? Anyway, story for another day. Story for another day as well. But what I'm just saying is that ensure that at least you save some money, so that you are not under pressure and you now start to make like rash decisions. And aside that, so that you don't just be under undue pressure, which you could have avoided, in the first place. And the fourth point is, plan ahead of time. Because at times, yes, we want to japa, but you don't just say, oh, I want to leave next month, in as much as it might be possible, which honestly, I do not know. It depends on the route that you're coming with. But even let's say it's the educational route, you still get school, you have to get admission and all that. So have you gotten, have you searched for schools? Have you researched the schools that you're applying to? Or because somebody says that you should go to this school, or because this school is cheap, at the end of the day, having to know, oh, is this the right course? Some of us were just jumping on any course. You don't even know if it is a course that will give you like a job in demand, so to say. We are just applying for any type of job. Anyway, there's study for anybody to bounce back on at the end of the day. But what I'm saying is that ensure that you give yourself time, so that you are not under pressure. Because why? Because when you're under pressure, you now start to feel whatever rubbish on your application forms. At the end of the day, they now reject you. Before you reapply again, another story. So please take your time. Like I've said earlier, when you have a plan, strategize, right? Then when you are giving yourself time that, okay, I want to leave this country in the next 6 months. What do I need to do to leave this country in the next 6 months? Start to plan. Itemize, what you need to do, so that you are not under pressure, and you start to take it. Oh, this is what I need to do this day. This is what the next step. This is what I need to. So give yourself time, so that you are not under undue pressure. Because at the end of the day, if they reject you, you will not be more miserable at the end of the day. So please let us prevent this from happening. Calm down. Calm down. Be as calm as possible. Yes, this is your goal. This is your aim, but please give it time, because it does, obviously, it requires, time and effort as well. And for those coming through, the educational route, go, research it. Which of the, do you want to come in September? You want to come January or February, or whichever one it is? Know at least 6 months. Give yourself 6 months, so that you are now not under pressure. Oh, my CAS is not out. My this is not out. Another story for another day. Don't mind me. I like stories. I can tell stories. Anyway, give yourself time. That is a major thing. Calm down.
No, I'm just telling you to be calming down.
Calm down. Then, obviously, finally, please be ready to learn. Unlearn, like, is a total is a different ball game. But I will tell you, if anybody asks me, right, this is the best decision that I've made for myself and also for my children, really. But I learned, I've learned, I'm still learning, right? Let me give an example. So let's say, in my country, for example, maybe you have security men, you have people that could help you do that and that. This place, you're practically doing everything yourself. And I'm this type of person that I like, I like to delegate. And now, at times, yes, you want to delegate, but it's coming at a big cost. Like, can I afford that cost at the end of the day? So there were so many things that I really needed, I had to learn, even mindset that, this is what it is. Maybe back in your country, you are staying in one big house, one big bed. We're all going to get there, but at least we start small. So what I'm just saying is that, yes, you are going to, some of us are leaving a lot behind. And I know some people are also thinking, should I relocate? Should I make this decision? I do not want to start my life all over again. I do not want, trust me, I had to start all over again, and it's still the best decision that I've made. Well, it's totally up to you. But if you are deciding to relocate, be ready to learn and unlearn. Even your relationship with your children, many of us will have to learn so many things and unlearn so many things. How how you talk to your children, how you treat your children, how you think for your children. Everything is so different here. The way they do their own stuff, and that's in developed countries. Children are given some sort of, independence as well. So we're going to be learning a lot of things. So as you're coming, please just drop everything behind. Don't come here and start to say, oh, if I were in Nigeria, if I were in this country, if I were there, this would have just been happening. You are no more there. You are in another country. Just be open-minded and say, when I was leaving, I just told myself that I'm open to any new thing, new opportunities, new way of life. I'm not going to say, oh, if I were back home, if we're in Nigeria, this would have been, my life would have been better than this. I would have been able to see people to help me do this. I got rid of all that, and I faced why I'm here. Why did I come to this place? Why did I relocate? I focused on that. So I started to focus on the good things, the benefits of having to move to this new place. And I to be honest, I don't want to say I don't miss anything back in my country. Anyway, for so many reasons, I might be also privileged to an extent as well, because I have families around me also. But aside that, I've really learned a lot. So please come with an open mind that it might take some stuff from you, but trust me, it gets better all the time. No matter how the hustle leaves, it gets better at the end of the day. It just starts to make sense gradually by the time you spend some months, and it's going to years. Like now, mine is going to years now, and I'm like, oh my God. So it's been that long, but to be honest, it's the best decision that I've made. I hope, you've gained one or two things from this video. And if there's anything you would want us to speak about or talk about on this channel, my children also create content on the channel as well. Please do leave it in the comments. And especially if you have other things, if you want to share other points that people would have to, have in mind, plan for, or think of before they make that decision and start to pack their bags and start to follow the bandwagon. Yes, I know majority of us want to follow the bandwagon at this point, but before you do that, please ensure that you have made the adequate plans so that at the end of the day, you are happy wherever you are you're going to. Because I know that what happens for many people that do not have the adequate plans, and they're not really prepared ahead of time. So because many of us are not prepared for where we're going, we're just like, oh my God, I need to go. You have to actually really prepare your mind so that at the end of the day, you do not regret you do not regret your decision, in as much as, yes, maybe you regret it and you might not be able to go back at the end of the day. But when you are living in regrets anyway, you now start to, take decisions that might make you lose some sort of track at the end of the day. So please ensure that you plan ahead, prepared ahead of your new life. But trust me, it's going to make sense at the end of the day. So far, you have planned. and you have your plan and just work towards that plan. Obviously, you'll be hearing from me I have so many topics to share with you. At least I've been here about 2 years now, and yes, I got an amazing amazing job. I did. Yes, I studied masters in big data science, here as well. I got a wonderful job in one of the top tech companies in the world. So you can be whatever you want to be. So I'll be sharing different tips and tricks and strategies that we can use, especially as parents. And obviously, please plan ahead and be prepared and be open-minded. So till the next video, please do stay blessed. Bye.